He built in Ahmednagar an educational movement that has put this rather little known hinterland of Maharashtra on the world map through its audacious experiments in education, research, and social outreach. Dr. B.P. Hivale was a man with a large heart, a selfless spirit, an untiring dedication, and an unwavering determination. His imagination was fired by the finest mottos, not things but men, and I dare you, which he translated into action through the plans and programs of the college he founded. Ahmednagar College became, through his vision and his guiding principles, a platform for launching the public career of men and women who came from diverse backgrounds. These are merely a few reasons I state here to indicate as to why Bapa Hivale, as he was fondly called by students, is remembered by so many people, in fact, by so many families now living in many parts of the world. These are merely a few reasons I know in my limited knowledge as to why a commemoration ceremony such as this is warranted. A hearty welcome to all dignitaries on the dais and to all the dignitaries in the audience. Welcome to everyone. Music is the universal language of mankind. Time now to make way for our choir group as they present their heartfelt wishes of love, gratitude, and admiration through this special welcome song, presenting Professor Gaurav Misal and his group. dreamer talks for a whole year is turned into reality by a doer, a go-getter. Our chief guest today is generally known to be one such personality. Dr. Sanjeevan Arsud is the Vice Chancellor of the Spicer Adventist University, Pune. He is a professor of geography with an academic background in geography, agricultural meteorology, sociology, anthropology, and social work. Sir has been a researcher, a teacher, an administrator, and has excelled in each of these roles. To add further weight to our words of welcome, as the occasion demands a little color and glitter, may I request Principal Dr. R.J. Barnabas to felicitate the Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Sanjeevan Arsud. An inspirational icon, Dr. Sanjeevan Arsud is a change maker. His work is a noble contribution, his example edifying, his impact long-lasting. His achievements are great because his vision is great too. Thank you, sir. The BPHE Society has been an embodiment of the very spirit of our founder, making his values the foundation of its raison d'etre. Taking this legacy forward is its secretary, Mr. Vishal Barnabas. He has a degree from the University of Warwick and he has been in several leadership roles in the corporate sector, excelling in each to rise to the position of Vice President of Mahindra Logistics Limited. I request Principal Dr. R.J. Barnabas to felicitate Mr. Vishal Barnabas. Secretary of BPHE Society, Mr. Vishal Barnabas, is known as one who believes in determined action with minimum fuss. His keen interest in the progress of the college and his wide-ranging experience in administration have become a great source of support for all the units of the BPHE Society. Thank you, sir. Patience, persistence, and perspiration make an unbeatable combination for success. Principal Dr. R.J. Barnabas is a natural leader of men and a wonderful orator. His dynamism, his sharp intellect, his excellent communication skills, and his steadfast dedication to the legacy of his grandfather, VP Hivale, have helped Ahmednagar College to scale new heights under his guidance. I request Vice Principal Dr. A.V. Nagavde to felicitate Principal Dr. R.J. Barnabas. It is said that the true sign of intelligence is imagination, and the real measure of intelligence is action. Our principal is widely known to combine these three qualities in his character. His encouragement and continuous guidance are the reason behind the individual and collective achievements in the college. Thank you, sir. Now, may I request Vice Principal Dr. Syed Razak to felicitate Mr. R.M. Khisti. Mr. R.M. Khisti is the current treasurer of the BPHE Society. He has worked as the manager of State Bank of India. Khisti Saab is a great pillar of support to the society. Thank you, sir. May I now request Professor B.M. Gaikar to felicitate Dr. Mohan Thola. Dr. Tholar is a popular medical practitioner who heads the Kripa Tholar Hospital in Kharagpur. He is a gentle spirit, quietly guiding the institutions under the BPHE Society into purposeful action. His vast experience and keen insights are a great source of strength for all the three institutions under the BPHE Society. Thank you, sir. One touch is enough to show you care. Just one smile to lift the sinking spirit. One word is enough to show the way. Just one candle to wipe out the darkness. Yes, wiping out darkness of ignorance. That's what education is all about. Bhaskar Pandurang Hivale Education Society is remembered by everyone as an utopian effort, an improbably daring adventure, an admirable experiment. And this experiment has now seen 75 springs. And all that started with the irrepressible dreamer, Dr. B.P. Hivale. To give us a sense of the occasion, I call upon Principal Dr. R.J. Barnabas to present his prefatory remarks.
Good morning to all of you, and welcome to the commemoration ceremony of our founder, the Reverend Dr. Bhaskar Pandurang Hivale. Before I embark upon my small thought that I would like to share with you this morning, I want to thank the choir that is led by Professor Gaurav Misara for the beautiful rendition of such a lovely hymn, Showers of Blessings. I think it is a very appropriate hymn we sing on an occasion of this type. I think it will be only appropriate at this point in time also to acknowledge the fact that when the situation arose that we relocate the bust from its place where it was to a new location, our think tank was looking at various options, and then they thought that this would be an ideal place for relocating the bust simply because it would be centrally located and accessible to all. And if us who are members of the faculty of the college and maybe of the two units look back even 2 months ago, this place was a obscure place. What was here? There was a little compound here, and there was a small botanical pool that had a few leaves and probably a few frogs. There were no fishes, I could tell, because the water was so murky. And look at it now in its present status. This is a monument that is going to be here far beyond our lifetime, and credit for that should go to our engineer and architect team, father and son team of Mr. Sheikh Akhtar, who have done a tremendous job in designing this. There are some very modern technologies that they have employed here, which I'm not very familiar with, but it is something magnificent which looks equally beautiful in the morning and the night. I also want to make a special mention here of Mr. Sai Suram. Mr. Sainath Suram, we all know him as being only a printer, but he apparently is an all-rounder, and he has a large role in getting this set up to what it is today. Importantly, that we should remember that when we thought of making this structure, we thought that it should be a structure which is befitting the stature of the founder, and I think they all have done a great job, so kudos to them. Whenever we have a function involving the founder, the question always comes is, what do we speak about? Because the founder is one person, his legacy is pretty clear, and you being faculty of Ahmednagar College pretty much know all about the founder that needs to be known. But when I was thinking about what I should speak to you, I was just looking at the audience, and I realized that much of you people are youngsters, and probably you need a bit of a education and orientation about the founder and his life and his times, of course in very brief. So let me begin by telling you that our founder, Dr. B.P. Hivale, was born in 1889. He was the eldest of 5 children. His father and mother passed away when he was 14 years old because of the plague epidemic. There was a severe epidemic of plague in those days where he lost both his father and mother. And you can imagine at the age of 14, he took over the reins of his family, and he brought up his brothers and sisters, got them married and settled them. He educated himself by working in menial places. He got various government scholarships. He went on to do his BA, his MA, his BD from Andover Newton Biblical Seminary in Boston, Massachusetts. And he also went on to do his PhD in Harvard University. He studied in Ferguson College and Wilson College, and then ultimately went on to be a professor in Wilson College, where he married Ruth. Unfortunately or fortunately, very few of us talk about the contribution of Mrs. Ruth Hivale. For those of us who knew her, she was a pillar of strength and support to her husband. She was the one who kept the family going. She was the one who raised the 4 children. And she was basically the wind beneath his wings. And because of the fact that she was there looking after the family, he could dream big. And may I tell you something that I have learned, that necessarily all the dreams he had did not work. There were so many dreams that he had which fell through. But still, because of the fact that his wife was a strong support, he could dream and start a college like this. I don't want to get into telling you the story of why the college started. You all know that, about the famous Ajmer conference in 1945 and what prompted the founder to start the college in 1945. You all are aware of that. The college was established in 1947 in June, and you can imagine in those days, since there was no college in this district, most of the students were my age, probably with children. They were not youngsters that we associate college students to be with. And over the years, as Dr. Bhatt has pointed out, it's been 75 springs that Ahmednagar College has witnessed, and Ahmednagar College has grown in leaps and bounds. The objective of starting this college was to provide a quality education, an affordable price, and also to constantly strive for academics excellence. The Reverend Dr. BP Hivale, for whose commemoration we are here today, was the first principal of the college, as you might expect. He retired after a very short tenure of 5 years in 1951, and then the college was taken over by Dr. T. Barnabas and subsequently several other principals. As I was telling you, Ahmednagar College has grown by leaps and bounds over the last 75 years. There are so many things I can talk about as far as Ahmednagar College is concerned. We have now about 23 undergraduate and 24 postgraduate courses. We have 8 research centers. We have 15 add-on courses that we have started. We are unique in so many ways. We have the Empanel Training Institute, where we train officers from all over Maharashtra and Goa. We have the Resource Center for the Differently Abled. We have the NCC, the NSS, the Theatre Group, and so many others. For this and many other things, we at Ahmednagar College are indeed very proud. Subsequent to establishing an Ahmednagar College, the IMS and the ISWR also was established. That's another story. They are 2 of our institutes which have also come along, all governed by the BPHE Society. They are doing magnificently well, as you are all witness to, and have so many accolades to their credit, which for the constraints of time I shall not specify here. Suffices to say that we are all the inheritors of this great legacy and the lofty ideals that this great man, our founder, left behind, and we at Ahmednagar College over the last 75 years have strived to walk on the path that is laid down by our founder. He always believed that we should dream big. He used to feel bad for people who didn't dream. He would say, only fools don't dream. We should all dream and pursue our dreams relentlessly, however difficult the path might be. He was never bogged down by criticism. Criticism is a way of life, we all face it. There is always somebody who's jealous and who will criticize you. And many of us, not me anymore, I'm used to it, but many people get demotivated because people criticize them rightly or wrongly. But he was the type of person who was motivated. Because you can imagine that there are so many people who criticized him and made a mockery of the fact that he was starting a college. Much like many people mock us when we start something new. But he has taught us all one thing, and he said that you should be like an elephant. You know, when an elephant walks into a town, when you imagine an elephant walking into town in front of, say, the IMS CDR or the IMS or the ISWR, what does he do? He walks around, goes straight, just flapping his ears. There are many small animals, maybe dogs or whoever, or small children who throw stones at him. He doesn't bother. That's the way how you and I are supposed to be. We all should be like elephants, relentlessly pursuing our goal, marching ahead, irrespective of what people might say. And this is something that I have learned and have tried to inculcate. And I've mastered, may I tell you, over my many years as being associated with Ahmednagar College. Sure, there are people that you will come across. You must have, I can't give you a better analogy, but if you look at a little glass bowl and you put some crabs in there, you'll see that each crab is trying to pull the other crab down. There are many of such people around the world, but we have to, keeping our founders' legacy in mind, irrespective of the criticism or the difficulties we face, relentlessly pursue our goals. And so today, as we celebrate his life and on this beautiful morning and have this commemoration ceremony, let us not forget the many dreams and aspirations that he had for you and me. And let us all strive hard to keep up to this lofty legacy that we are all the temporary custodians of. Today or tomorrow we move on. What is important that we leave a strong foundation for the generation next to follow. There is much I can say about the founder, but because of the constraints of time and because there are other speakers, I'd just like to end this talk with the lyrics of one of his favorite hymns. It's a lyrics of this hymn that I want to share with you. I want to quote, truly summarized his life's mission, how he lived his life. And the hymn that has lyrics I want to tell you is entitled, O Jesus, I have promised. And let me quote a couple of verses of the hymn. It says, O Jesus, I have promised to serve thee to the end. Be thou forever near me, my master and my friend. I shall not fear the battle if thou art by my side, nor wander from the pathway if thou wilt be my guide. O Jesus, thou hast promised to all who follow thee that where thou art in glory, there shall thy servant be. O Jesus, I have promised to serve thee to the end. O give me grace to follow my master and my friend. Unquote. Thank you all for taking the time out and being a part of this function and gracing it. God bless you all.
Thank you, sir, for reminding us the background of the founding of Ahmednagar College and the nature of our founder's legacy. We are happy that Dr. Abhay Kandagle has joined us. May I request Professor Dr. Preetham Bedarkar to felicitate Dr. Abhay Kandagle. Dr. Krishna More College, Akurdi, Pune. He is also the chairman of the Board of Studies in Zoology, recipient of Best Teacher Award by the Savitribai Phule University. Dr. Kandagle has many books and research articles to his name. Thank you, sir. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. So true are these lines of Robert Frost, and so apt they are to describe that singular decision of our founder to start a college in Ahmednagar in 1947. It is a road taken by hordes of people today when education is good business, but definitely not a road taken in those days. Hence, it made all the difference in the lives of such a large number of people from near and far, then and now. Circumstances forced the college to relocate the memorial place of our founder. This new location has brought the founder's bust closer to the main building, and today's program is to revive in us the spirit of positive action that is symbolized, as our principal has already told us. I request the chief guest, Chairman Dr. Sanjeevan Arsud, to kindly unveil the founder's bust and garland the bust as a mark of all our tributes to Dr. B.P. Hivale. May I request everyone to kindly stand as the bust is being unveiled. Dr. Bhaskar Pandurang Hivale. A visionary, a legend, a name that launches countless narratives of dedication, sacrifice, hard work, and strong faith. In short, a name that is the very synonym for humaneness and industriousness. A lifelong passion for striving to make things happen, to help and uplift the needy. Heartfelt tributes to a virtuous teacher and a visionary educationist, our revered founder. Thank you, everyone. Please be seated. Thank you, sir. We now move on to another key part of today's ceremony, a symbolic initiation to the series of events to mark the 75 years of the founding of the college. Passage of time in itself is not a feat to celebrate, but 75 years of leadership in the field of education is remarkable. From being the very first college of Ahmednagar district to creating the front-ranking leaders in all walks of life of this district and beyond is a worthy achievement. But Ahmednagar College has an even greater accomplishment in these 75 years, that of being a source of hope and assurance to countless students from diverse backgrounds. A poster will now be released to mark this special occasion. May I request the Secretary of BPHE Society, Mr. Vishal Barnabas, to do the honors, please. "75 years. That is how long the caravan has come. 75 years. That is how far the light is spread. 75 years. That is how momentous the adventure has been." Thank you, sir. Well-spoken words stimulate us into action. When these words come from a man of much experience and expertise, they become roadmaps for progress. May I request the Secretary of BPHE Society to present his remarks. Mr. Vishal Barnabas, please.
Respected members on the dais, trustees of the BPHE Society, ladies, gentlemen, girls and boys, a very good morning to you and welcome on this beautiful Tuesday, or rather I shall say warm Tuesday morning. As we've gathered here for the commemoration ceremony of Reverend Dr. BPHE Hivale, I've got some very few things that I want to mention, right? Speaking in front of professors and great speakers is always a task for people like me from the corporate. But I have a view that I want to mention. Thank you. So I always used to feel that an educationist and a visionary like Dr. Hivale, who could have actually settled anywhere in the world he chose to, decided to open a college in a rural place like Ahmednagar. Due to his efforts, countless number of students from in and around Ahmednagar got an opportunity to access higher education. It was because of his decision to start the college here that we are all here today. If he had not taken this decision, I don't think any of us would be present here today. Therefore, we all need to take inspiration from his life, his vision to provide higher education to all, his passion to follow and achieve his dream, and his zeal for academic excellence, his grit and determination to build a college against all odds. We all need to inculcate these values in our lives and live up to our primary motto, not things but men, I dare you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your memorable words exhorting us to follow the path of our founders' ideals. It is an education in itself to learn about the excellences of eminent persons. Listening to their tale of achievements will open the vistas of life lessons for the young. Therefore, we are honored and pleased to invite our chief guest, Honorable Vice Chancellor Dr. Sanjeevan Arsud, to share his valuable thoughts with all of us.
Dear members of the Bhaskar Pandurang Hivale Society Trust, faculty members, staff members, students, members of the Barnabas family present on the dais, Mr. Vishal Barnabas, Dr. R.J. Barnabas. Today at this time, we remember Dr. Thomas Barnabas, Reverend Joseph Barnabas, Dr. Manorama, and many other family members of this family that has contributed such a lot to the education at Ahmednagar through the Bhaskar Pandurang Hivale Society. My dear friends, this morning I am gratified to be amongst you because we have gathered over here to commemorate an occasion which is associated with change of location of the bust of the founder. And the very fact we are changing the location of the bust is an example to show that we are ready for change. We are flexible. Flexibility and change is essential for growth and development. And that is what had been seen in the life of the founder. When it was time for sacrifice, the founder sacrificed his time, energy, and talents for the growth and development of this institution. Yes, Dr. Bhaskar Pandurang Hivale is the founder of this society. When we have a strong founder, we have a good foundation. A good foundation is essential for any educational system to develop. We are so fortunate that we at Ahmednagar College and the two institutes, the social service wing that was established in 1961, the management wing that was established in 1990, are working together for the growth and development of the society. And I am sure because of the good foundation that was laid by Dr. Bhaskar Pandurang Hivale, this organization, this society will grow for the service of the society and the community. It was in 1912 that at a meeting at Srirampur, West Bengal, a question was asked to a group of students who had gathered over there, who represented the Christian movement of India. And the question was, how many of you are ready to dedicate your lives for the service of the nation? Only 6 hands were raised, and among them was Bhaskar Pandurang Hivale. He at that time had the vigor, the strength and the courage to commit his life for the service of our nation. And what we see today is an achievement of that dedication and that promise. Of course, along his life, there were various things that took place, various events and personalities changed his life. He had to undergo various sacrifices. But one thing I would like to admonish over here and bring to your notice is the contribution of his wife, Ruth Bai. It is said in one of the biographies that I read that she even gave her ornaments so that Ahmednagar College could be established, the needs of this institution could be met. Yes, here comes the role of women. Women have always played an essential role in our society, in our family. Here we are today to rededicate our lives, to recommit our sentiments, to respect and honor the women of our institution and of our society, because they too have a role in the growth of any organization. Yes, today we have grown in leaps and bounds, but our vision and goal remains the same, and that is to serve the society, to serve the community. Yes, dear friends, family is the basic unit of society. If all is well in the family, it is well in the society. If all is well in the society, it is well in the nation. And if everything is well in the nation, it will be well in the world. And therefore, we as members of the faculty, staff, administration, trustees need to rededicate our lives, need to rethink our strategies so that the families that are represented here through each one of you will be an asset for the growth and development of this institution and this society. And in doing that, all of us in our own way, no matter what work we do, will contribute to fulfilling the dreams of the founder, Dr. Bhaskar Pandurang Hivale. And if that is done, believe me, all of us would have done our jobs. And when Jesus comes the second time, He will reward each one of us for the work that we have done faithfully and honestly. Let us work together. Unity is the only answer. And if we work together unitedly, I am sure Bhaskar Pandurang Hivale Society will grow to greater leaps and bounds, and all of us together will also grow. May God bless each one of you, and Bhaskar Pandurang Hivale Trust Society is my prayer this morning.
Thank you, sir. Your words are motivational. Your call for action, service, and the courage to be open to change are indeed inspiring. Thank you, sir, for your words that will prove to be enriching all of us. Indeed, this commemoration ceremony has been an occasion for all of us to remind ourselves of the noble history to which we are inheritors. To immerse ourselves once again in that spirit that marked the establishment of this institution, so that we are inspired to continuously make true our founder's dream, to make our action a daily tribute to Dr. B.P. Hivale. As the ceremony comes to a conclusion, allow me to present a vote of thanks. Today's event is made memorable because of the presence of all the eminent persons. First of all, Honorable Vice Chancellor's presence in this ceremony and his valuable guidance have been special. We are grateful to him for accepting our invitation graciously and gracing this occasion. On behalf of the management, the principal, staff and students of Ahmednagar College, I wish to express our heartfelt appreciation of Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. Sanjeevan Arsud. Thank you very much, sir. The presence of the Secretary of BPHE Society, Mr. Vishal Barnabas, has no doubt added to the excitement, and we are grateful to him for giving us his precious time. His keen support, guidance, and informed opinions are always inspiring. On behalf of all of you, I thank him heartily. I also wish to express our gratitude to all the members of the BPHE Society for their constant support in all our endeavors, especially today's. Sincere gratitude to Treasurer Mr. R.M. Kisti, Dr. Mohan Tholar, and Dr. Abhay Kandagle for their presence with us this morning. I wish to thank our respected Principal, Dr. R.J. Barnabas, for his excellent planning and execution of today's program. There is no progress without competent leadership. Dr. R.J. Barnabas acts not only as the guiding force behind the functioning of this college, but also as the integrating force helping all of us to converge our efforts. Thank you very much, sir. May I take this opportunity to thank Dr. Suresh Patare, Dr. M.B. Mehta, Dr. Somoshi for their kind presence. Vice Principals Dr. A.V. Nagavde, Dr. Syed Razak, IQAC Coordinator Dr. Preetham Bedakar, and the Registrar Mr. Deepak Alhat have spared no effort in putting together this event. Thank you, everyone. A major role in converting all the plans into action was that of Mr. Sai Suram. He has also tirelessly worked for making this event successful. Our sincere thanks to him and his team. Our staff, both teaching and non-teaching, have helped in numerous ways. Heads of various departments and units of the college have extended their sincere help. Though I may not mention all their names, I mean to sincerely thank everyone. Thank you all for pulling together in this journey and for ensuring everything moves smoothly. A shout out to our choir group led by my colleague Professor Gaurav Misal for their excellent welcome song. Finally, our dear students who also have helped in so many ways, a big thank you to all of you. Once again, I thank everyone. Have a good day. Now we all rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you, everyone.